Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. How's everybody today? This is the 5th attempt at this. Cheers, dears. This beer, I swear to God, will be gone by the time I do another one. I swear. Or at least by the time I'm done the end of this. So, if you're new to this channel, give us a thumbs up. Cheers, dears. Ooh, better have another drink. Ooh. My alcohol-free Molson's there. So, my hanger's on. Ooh, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the comments. I know I'm not answering as many as I should, but when I get 700 comments, I'm a little behind the 8 ball sometimes. But I get to as many as I can. But I do try and read them all. Anyway, let's get into this. We're going to talk about the Ides of March today. Well, it was yesterday, actually. So it's the Ides of March are come, says Caesar. And the soothsayer says, I, Caesar, but not gone. That was the warning the soothsayer gave Julius Caesar the day the Roman dictator was forcefully removed from this planet, March 15th, 44 BCE. I can't speak properly today, so if I screw this up, just go with it. Oddly enough, he was removed by his senators, including the top two, Cassius and Brutus. The month of March, according to the Roman calendar, the Ides marked the middle of the month, the 15th. And as Caesar lay dying, he remembers the soothsayer's words and he says, beware the Ides of March. That's where it came from. So anyway, other than Caesar's demise, other things happened on the 15th of March also, and it was the day the World Health Organization declared SARS a worldwide threat in 2003. And another good thing that happened on March 15th was Ruth Bader Ginsburg was born March 15th. So according to the Bible, March is the month that is associated with judgment and division. Ides literally means division or to divide. And that about sums up the Mango Moose Knuckles whole regime, who pretty much has done that since 2 years ago. One of his biggest things that he's doing in true dictator fashion is eliminating media outlets globally. And he says, I quote, to the maximum extent consistent with applicable law. But he did that by executive order, and that's hardly a law. If it was a law, it would have to be struck down in Congress, which it would probably go through because they have the majority. But anyway, he told a group at the Justice Department, lawyers and whatnot, alongside Pam Bondi, that the newspapers and mainstream media don't print nice things about him 98% of the time. And basically, that has to be looked at. That's a directive from the President of the United States. All the judges that have ever spoken his name must be investigated. Every lawyer that worked on any case involving him will be investigated. Every district attorney, every FBI agent that has even looked at a piece of paper or any investigation into him will be fired, ordering his FBI director and the United States Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to do just that, and they are. All of Trump's picks, from Cash App to Pig Hegseth, Trader Gabbert, Brainworm Kennedy, Mini Mark, I betrayed my Cuban roots, Billionaire Burgum, Christie, do you need a goat, 3 horses, or a puppy put down? No. She's also a serial cheater. Look up her and Corey Lewandowski. Doug Collins, who is a veteran and is also gutting the VA. Tom Hobag is not apparently moving fast enough or removing enough people for Trump. So Trump's a little miffed at him. But old Christie's old snap in the whip, he might be next. Who knows? If there's a gravel pit around. They couldn't even fill 1/100th of the 30,000 beds at Guantanamo Bay that was supposed to imprison all of these immigrants. Some of them are legal. Over $16 million belonged to the taxpayer was put out to set up all those tents and beds on Guantanamo Bay. And maybe only 30 were used until they were all ordered to come back to the States. Each one of Trump's picks have redesigned their departments to toe the party line and to do the Moose Knuckles bidding. He has terrified hundreds of thousands of people showing up to deport somebody with friggin', it's like armored personnel carriers, for Christ's sake, showing up at the door, taking away their health care, school programs by gutting public education systems, tariffs for everyone all over the globe. He's got everybody paying attention to him, but for the absolutely wrong reason. It's not flattery, I'll tell you. This is not a presidency. This is just another step on his climb up the fascism ladder. First, he makes them sadder by taking away all their rights. Then he makes them gladder by throwing them a crumb or two as they come begging at the Mad King's table. Yes, this is truly and literally the Ides of March. He is dividing the country not just by Republicans and Democrats anymore. Now it's the multimillionaires and super ultra rich against everyone else. Excuse me. Sidney Blumenthal has a great article in The Guardian, and that's where I'm getting most of this stuff from last Sunday. The headline was, "Sycophancy and toadying is de rigueur in Trump's court of self-aggrandizement." Because they're not blowing smoke up his ass, so it's everything against him, right? So that about sums up his governments. Leaders from around the world see him and his administration as the Mad King and his court of jesters. None of them have any couth, diplomacy, tact, or experience, and they don't care. Never did we ever see a time when an American president would vote with Russia, North Korea, and China against the good of his own country and what's best for his allies. According to the article, flattery is the only spoken language allowed. Loyalty must be blind. Obedience means safety. Cronyism means status security. His whim is dogma. Criticism is hearsay. Debate is apostasy. Expertise is bias. Objectivity is a hoax. And truth is just your opinion. Well said, Sidney Blumenthal. He tells the lies and they all swear to them. And they had better be on their toes because he is constantly spewing them like they're on an assembly line at a plant. The first guy hears it, the second guy repeats it, and the rest glorify it like it's the fucking gospel. The rule of law now is whatever the hell Trump believes is what the law should be. That's his rule of law. Whatever he believes it should be is the law. A few like Marco was adamant about his support of Ukraine, which meant as the son of refugees from Castro's Cuba, he understood what it meant to be under the boot of a communist regime. And as soon as he was confirmed, the brainwashing was surprisingly quick and thorough. He went from a proud Cuban to fully embracing the man that had tormented him for years. And Trump wasn't done with little Marco yet. He put Elon, the one that nobody elected, can't speak in sentences, makes no sense, and is high as fuck all the goddamn time, is now the first or second most hated man in U.S. history, depending on the day, mind you, higher on the ladder than the once-ranking constitutional officer in the cabinet, than the Secretary of State. There are different castes in the Moose Knuckles regime. At the top is Trump's far right hand, Shady Pants. He earns his place by threatening, taunting, and demanding respect to dear later with a smile and a smirk that meant to read, "Did I do a good job? Did I do a good job? See, I can do this. I bend to thee." And then there is the cabinet cast, like Rubio, who again is all totally wet-brained on the Kool-Aid, that he has made a total conversion to chief lackey to prove that he is subservient to the Mad King's whims. Just like when in Germany, the higher one rose in the hierarchy, the more servile they became. That was Albert Speer. He was Hitler's war manufacturing minister. And then there are the middle caste. That's where they are required, in order not to be cast away, to mimic the slogans, repeat the lies, carry out the Mad King's deranged and irrational impulses, so they are seen as willing helpers. In 1934, mid-ranked German officers or cabinet ministers said it was the duty of everybody to try to work towards the Führer along the lines he would wish. It's from Working Towards the Führer. And it became the government style, or else. And we all know what the or else was. Thank you, Sidney Blumenthal, for your research. This is the exact pattern Trump has taken since he failed his election in 2020. I need another drink. He started planting those seeds with a vengeance. He knew what didn't work in season 1, and more importantly, what did and what he could get away with. The biggest accomplishment was to call the poor, undereducated masses to tell them how bad their lives were and how it was somebody else's fault, but not his. And only he could fix it. I want all you MAGAs out there, if you're listening or watching this, put down the Kool-Aid glass and back away from the punch bowl. Stop diving in head first. Read, see, and comprehend. History is repeating itself, and the allies around the world are clear-minded enough and are gearing up against the Mad King, Donald J. Trump. He wanted everybody to reach their GDP in armaments. People are going to surpass that now because we are on to Trump and we are defending our own borders against him. I feel sorry for the American people that did not vote for this douchebaggery and assholery, but here we are. So I wish everybody in the States well, except those that are causing all the harm, of course. So anyway, Naughty Nana loves the rest of you so much. By the way, tourism is open to any American that wants to come up here and enjoy Canada's a little bit of peace and fresh air, and hopefully we'll still have our freshwater lakes. Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, and please take care of you first. And don't forget to subscribe. I love you all. Happy Sunday. Cheers. Oh, Lord. Got a workman here. That's if you hear any humming in the background. That's a saw. Love you all. Take care.